from view. The woman from Megabaddy Project in Australia was called to rescue an adult male gray-headed flying fox who got himself into a large glass atrium. Catching the creature in such spare artificial space was a great challenge. Several workers of the atrium were helping the rescuer to save the naughty thing, but they failed. So the firefighters were called to bring a very long ladder. Going up the ladder, the rescuer tried to catch the flying fox, but failed too.
Okay, he can't get up from there and I can get him down now.
But frightened and disoriented boy was tired and was hanging on the handrail not higher than 3 feet from the floor. The woman caught him at last, put him in the cloth, and gave him a tasty sweet substance. She took him to the rescue center, where he was completely recovered. A pet chameleon got a lot of attention on social media after being rescued by his owner with the drone. The poor creature was almost completely blind because of the eye infection, and didn't notice how he had climbed on the roof of his owner's house. Every minute can be the last one for the unlucky lizard. The owner didn't get confused, and found an awesome way out. He sent in the air his drone with the rope on it. On approaching the chameleon, the drone, directed by the quick-witted man, was near the lizard until it climbed the rope. After the accident, the owner put the net in the area where the chameleon spends their time. The guy from Namibnod channel rescues different marine animals that get in difficult situations along the Namibian coastline. This time, he saved a small field Cape Fur seal pup that had a very deep cut because of packaging strap. He separated and caught the scared little creature. In spite of her small size, the pup had rather big teeth.
Can't actually see what the entanglement material is. Packing strap again.
And the rescuer had to deal with the animal very attentively to not get an injury. The strap pierced deeply in the body of the seal. Cutting off the strap, the man pulled it very carefully so as not to hurt the pup. She didn't like the operation, but feeling free, calmed down quickly and hurried away towards her herd. This little creature had a real problem. He was trapped in the net. He was extremely weak and couldn't move. The 2 guys that had found him saw mom of the poor puppy. She was biting him a bit, trying to check his condition. But something was really wrong with him because he almost didn't move. The boys found the owner of 2 dogs. He took the poor baby for treatment and good care. No one knew how long he had been in his trap. An amazing bird rescue happened in India. The electricians working with overhead electric line noticed a bird tangled in the wires very high. They called a special team that, using a very long ladder, managed to take the bird from her trap. On the ground, they untangled the poor creature. It was a rather difficult task. After that, they let it go. The happy bird flew away immediately. This dog had been spending his time at the landfill in the search of food until the rescuer from Mike Brown channel found her. The poor thing was in terrible condition, with wounds on his face and numerous maggots. He was very tired and didn't resist when the man took him and brought him to the car. In the hospital, vets did all the necessary tests, dealt with the wounds, and took off all the maggots. In a week, Oscar was taken home to his new owner, the man that had found him. But a month later, the health condition of Oscar wasn't too good, and he had to come back to the hospital. It took Oscar several months to become a healthy, sometimes naughty, but a happy dog, and he was sure to be okay. Animal Aid Unlimited India found a little puppy with a swollen face. The rescuers took the baby very carefully because he was obviously in terrible pain. An awful infection from a small wound had caused fluids to gather in the face area. The doctors cleaned his wound and gave the poor things antibiotics. The boy felt better the next day and started to eat. And in just a few days, Timmy, as people called him, came back to the normal condition of a little puppy. And after that, the rescuers brought the happy and playful pup home. This is the last story for today. Hope you won't forget to support our heroes with your likes, subscriptions, and maybe donations. And don't forget that animals bring a lot of happiness and joy in our lives. Watch the video about the funniest cats and dogs on Animal Like People channel, and you'll see my point of view. See you! Hi there. I'm glad you came to my channel and really grateful to you for your support and interest towards my videos about animal rescues. Today, I offer you one more top about kind-hearted people that do care about the creatures suffering or being in trouble. Let's have a look at them. This young spotted guy got trapped in a 30-foot deep well. The dwellers of the nearest village found the poor thing and called Wildlife SOS and Forest Department. Spending there several hours, the helpless cat was very tired when the rescuers lowered down a trap cage. Firstly, the animal got scared, but later went into the metal box. After that, the specialist brought him to the wild and set him free. A man passing by the landfill found a tiny starving kitten. He couldn't take the creature home and called Rescue Animals TN Center for help. The man brought the kitten to the center, where people checking his condition and cleaning him from ticks. The vets advised to keep all the newfound kittens separately because of the pathogens in their bodies. The specialists of the center called the little girl Daisy. They fed her and put her in the separate place. Dog Rescue Center in Serbia got a call about the dog that had been abandoned on the regional road. The main problem was that the dog was wandering along, crossing the road from time to time. It was really dangerous because the pup could get under the wheels of a car. The dog was scared and didn't let the rescuer come closer, but he was also starving, and when he saw food in the rescuer's hand, decided to approach. Using the food, the rescuers attracted him to the trap cage. It took some time to get him inside it. The rescuers took the dog to the vet clinic, where doctors found out the dog had a high fever. The tests showed that he had anaplasmosis, a very serious condition. But good care and good treatment did their job. The nice pup was sent to a shelter where he, I hope, would find a loyal family. The wildlife aid rescuers this time rescued an orphaned baby fox. The people found him in the garden and wanted to reunite him with his mother, but they didn't know if they managed to do that or not. The babies were blind and tiny, and the first thing the people did was trying to clear them from human smell so as not to alienate the mom. They left the boy there, waiting for the mom to come back for her child. But she didn't do that, and the rescuer brought the poor thing to the center. There, the vets were ready to take care of the newborn creature, toileting him and milking him with specialized formula substance. But he was not the only one. The next day, the second fox cub arrived at the center. So, specialists put them together, hoping they would feel good and later would be released to the wild together as well. The monks found an owl that badly needed good care. All the feathers of the poor bird were covered with glue, and the rescuers rushed to help the creature. They cleaned the feathers with special powder. Surprisingly, the bird was rather calm. It obviously understood that these people were trying to help him. The monks washed all the glue off and dried it with a towel. Sometime later, the bird was feeling quite well. It was spreading its wings, showing that it was ready to get back home. The people brought it to the wild place and let it go. The bird hesitated for several minutes and then flew up to the trees. But not only mammals get stuck in the wells, this Indian rat snake also got in such trouble in the town of Ahmednagar. The rescue team rushed to help. The snake was hiding in the wall and didn't want to go out. The problem was it couldn't get out by itself. It was a complex work with hanging on the walls and trying to get the snake with hooks. Trying to take out the serpent, one of the rescuers fell down from the wall into the water together with the snake. At last, he managed to catch it. The snake was okay, and the rescuers put it in the bag and let it go. The specialists from Clearwater Marine Aquarium spent their days rescuing marine creatures. This young turtle, Small Fry by name, lost his eye, but was strong enough to fight for his life. It had serious inflammation on the eye and eyelid, and the vets had to cut the eye out. But after several days of rehabilitation, the creature was released to the water. The happy Small Fry came back to his home. The activist group Sea Shepherd was called on February 21st to rescue a large humpback whale tangled in the net and being in distress. They found the animal in the Vaquita Refugee in Mexico's upper Gulf of California. Mexican Navy were helping them. Crew members cut and removed all the net, doing it for several hours without any rest. When the majority of the net was removed, the whale swam into the ocean, disappearing